Hello, it's your girl Cajun Sweet 08 and we're back again with another reaction video. This time we're going to be reacting to that chapter. Wait a minute. I was going to react today to William Ray Johnson, but sadly I was recording the whole video and realized there was no audio from the actual video, and it wouldn't be a true reaction video without me actually reacting to it the first time. So I had to do a backup and find another one of my favorite content creators channels, and that's that chapter. So let's get into it.
The doctors who claim I had body dysmorphic disorder, do they really think that anybody that is self-conscious about their appearance would do something like this to their own face just so they could breathe?
What's up, everybody? It's Dammit Boy. Why did I choose that name? Well, everything I'm gonna be showing you guys on my channel, you guys are gonna be saying, "Damn it, boy." Let's go ahead and show them what we have in store for our first video.
Hey you, and welcome. My name is Mike, and in this old video I have for you 4 YouTube channels that are still up and running to this very day on this very platform, but each of which holds a pretty dark secret. Like the story of a woman documenting the horrifying aftermath of a surgery gone wrong, a wannabe viral video that took a tragic turn, or one that was just straight up from a killer. Yeah, each of the 4 YouTube channels I'm going to talk about, pretty horrifying, each in their own separate way. But before we get into all of that, please subscribe to see new stories for the dark every single Tuesday. Now, you and I, let's give it a go. The first story I have for you, well, it's really 2 YouTube channels, though it revolves around the same person who is involved in 2 tragedies. Off to a great start. On YouTube still to this day is a channel titled La Mona Lisa. It is not, though, the original channel. It features re-uploads of a channel that has since been deleted by YouTube, called Mona Lisa and Fam. On the re-upload channel, however, there are currently 5 videos still public, though many have been privated over the years. The last video posted was on July 2nd, 2017, so quite some time ago. The channel description, what it was about, was the very same as the original channel, and it went like this. Welcome to our channel, loves. Our vlogs will show you the real life of a young couple who just happened to be teen parents. From highs to lows, achievements to struggles. Join the fun, follow our journey.
Ew, she totally stepped in her pee too. That's nasty. Well, anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna end the vlog here because it's like 6 o'clock and I'm going to go to the restroom. I don't think you guys really need to know that, and just chill for the rest of the night. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today's little vlog, and I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and we appreciate it. Until next time, bye.
It was as in the description, a vlogging channel, stunts, challenges, day in the life type shite. The couple behind the channel was one Mona Lisa Perez, 19 years old at the time being 2017, and her boyfriend Pedro Ruiz III, 22 years old at the time, and together they had 1 kid already, and Mona Lisa was pregnant in 2017 with their second kid together.
So this pregnant girl is gonna munch out right now.
Hi, you look so cute.
E-break.
Thank you guys for watching another vlog of ours. And we just wanted to say like, comment, and subscribe, interact with us. And until next time, bye.
They lived in Halstead, a city, tiny little city, about 500 people in northwestern Minnesota. They dreamed of making it big together, getting into the hundreds of thousands and then millions of subscribers game. And so, the challenges, they would always need to be bigger. Pranks at the store. Mona Lisa would feed Pedro a donut, but instead of powdered sugar, it was baby powder.
I just thought this would be a nice gesture, but little does he know, it's baby powder. All right, let's go do this, guys. Let's do this.
Open up all the way. Now bite down.
Are they good, baby? I love you. All right, until next time. Team Mommy all the way.
All of this sort of stuff, you know, hoping that one day they would go viral and be these super influential, famous influencer couple.
Let's go.
Isn't it funny how everyone knows YouTube now?
Yeah, let's go on the.
Imagine when we have 300,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
We're
I
like,
told
oh
them.
my God,
I told them the bigger we get, I'll be throwing parties out. Cause it's small town. I mean, why not?
I kind of wonder how many subscribers did they, get up to at that point, because I mean, I want to say, it's hard. Like, I just really started, so I don't know. But I kind of want to know how many, like, just being consistent, how many subscribers did they actually get?
Why not? Throw big parties.
They were pretty desperate to be these like megastar YouTubers. But it would be one prank in particular, the couple's final prank, that would land them in this darkest YouTube channel's video. They ain't here in this video for nothing. See, as part of their quest for online fame, all 15 minutes of it, Pedro came up with this foolproof, but not bulletproof plan. A great idea, brilliant spark of a prank that will get, millions and millions of views. The prank, or challenge, I guess you could say, was to see if a 50 caliber Desert Eagle could puncture this book, this hardcover encyclopedia. But it wouldn't just be that, right? Not at all. You gotta go more extreme. Always gotta go more extreme. So how about Pedro would hold the book in front of him? So, the bullet would hopefully it wouldn't go through the book.
Oh my
And then it'd be,
gosh.
there's the element of danger to it now. And then, what if even the gun, the Desert Eagle, which a handgun, although it's really more of a hand cannon, fired by a firearms expert, some kind of marksman. No, there's no fun in that. Mona Lisa, how about she fires the gun at the book, at her baby daddy, her boyfriend? Holy shit. Just shit. Yeah, this would be on June 26th, 2017.
This is not gonna go good.
What's up, everybody? It's Damn It Boy. Why did I choose that name? Well, everything I'm gonna be showing you guys on my channel, you guys are gonna be saying, Damn it, boy. My channel is gonna consist of a lot of crazy stuff, entertainment just for you guys. I'm not into doing all the by the law. I mean, I will if I have to, but my thing is crazy. I'm borderline crazy. This being my first video, I hope I capture all my audience like that. There's a lot of things I like doing in life that are just crazy. For me, that's my relaxation. Doing jumps, doing fast things, crazy things, near-death experiences, while everyone else is like, what? He did that? I can't believe he did that. How he is so crazy. Okay, what else?
This is gonna be your trailer.
A few hours before the shoot and shooting, Mona Lisa posted this on Twitter. Me and Pedro are probably going to shoot one of the most dangerous videos ever. His
No,
idea, not
no,
mine.
Exactly. No.
The final video of the actual shooting, it's never been released, as you can imagine. Though the moments leading up to it, that portion of the video has been released in its, unedited, raw form.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
No.
Let's start with our first video. Okay, and then I also want to say, okay, I want to be bringing to you guys crazy stuff.
No.
adrenaline. Oh wait. To start off my first video, I got here my girlfriend Mona Lisa.
Hi everyone.
No, this is bad.
Oh my god.
Your chat, babe.
Am I really?
Yeah. This right here is a 50 caliber Desert Eagle. Babe, let's go ahead and show them what's inside.
I mean, it looks nice.
Right here, I don't. Whoops. To see if this 50 caliber bullet will go through a book is, I'm just not gonna just set it and just shoot it. No, I'm going to stand behind it, and Mona Lisa is going to shoot it.
What makes you think this is a good
Hoping
idea?
she hits the book. Hoping she hits the book and not me.
Hoping.
But the most trustworthy person that I trust in this world is my girlfriend.
You can trust me, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your trust is gonna. Oh wait, did I knock the microphone? You can trust me, but that doesn't mean you trust my sense of aim. It's not. It's two different things. You can trust me to keep your secrets. You can trust me to do as you ask me to. You can trust me to keep my word. You can't trust my hand to aim perfectly at a book. That's like it's almost like true love finds a way. No, it doesn't. True love is not gonna keep a gun straight in someone's hand if they like. I don't know how much experience she has with guns. She might have some experience, but I will still never trust somebody that much that like, oh, okay, this is gonna go perfectly this time. Anything can go wrong. Anything.
Mona Lisa, I have confidence that my girlfriend will hit the book and not me.
You have
His confidence was misplaced, and allegedly Pedro had to coax Mona Lisa into doing it for quite some time. She really didn't want to pull the trigger pointing at her boyfriend, even though there was this little old book in between. Shockingly, she didn't want to do it, but Pedro managed to eventually convince her.
And even worse, you had to convince her to do it. Like, it's not like she was like, yeah, we're gonna do this and we're gonna. She didn't even have the confidence, like, you to do this, and you wanted her to do something like that. And this, of course, we already know where this is headed, but the suspense and dragging out is like causing my heart to just race a little bit, because it's like, oh my god, why did you do this? Why was this the plan? Like, I know you wanted to make exciting content, but you didn't have to get to this level of excitement to get this. You could have started with something else.
Let's do it.
Okay, so do you want...
Turn it off.
As I said, the actual shooting footage has not been released, but Mona Lisa fired at Pedro, aiming at the book in front of him from about a foot away.
What?
The bullet did go through the book, and Pedro was killed at the scene. Their 3-year-old daughter happened to be there that day.
No.
She dialed 911, EMTs, police, sheriff, everybody was there, but there was nothing that could be done, and Mona Lisa was taken in.
Oh my goodness.
He wanted to have so many babies. I remember him telling me.
22-year-old Pedro Ruiz wanted a big family here in his home in Hallstatt, Minnesota.
They were in love. They loved each other. It was just a prank gone wrong. It shouldn't have happened like this. It shouldn't have happened at all.
His aunt, Claudia Ruiz, didn't want her face on TV, but she says her nephew's girlfriend, Mona Lisa Perez, is the mother of their first child. She's also 7 months pregnant with their second kid on the way. It was this White House where people heard a gunshot ring out from. Soon law enforcement closed off this stretch of highway. A med helicopter actually landed here, and people even watched them do chest compressions on Ruiz, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead.
Mona Lisa herself ultimately pled guilty to second-degree manslaughter and was sentenced to 6 months in prison. She would give birth to her second child while in prison,
Oh no.
Pedro Ruiz de Fort. She was also sentenced to 10 years probation and prohibited from owning any firearms for life. What a stupid way for Pedro's life to end. Like, the dumbest prank ever. Like, no shit. You know, apparently they had actually tried this before. Not, obviously, while someone was holding the book, but used that Desert Eagle to shoot through a book to see if it would go true. Though, and it didn't go true. Though, when they did this before, the book was thicker, and it was shot from further away. So maybe using a smaller book and shooting it from, like, this far away was not a great idea.
Exactly.
After being released from prison, Mona Lisa would move on and move to South Dakota. She would start a new channel, her Bossy Diaries, a podcast, though she hasn't posted on either in a while. And still to this day, there are comments on the prank that went so horribly wrong.
Oh no.
All right. I think I look all right. What do you guys think? Wow. I don't even know why I'm nervous sitting here and like talking in front of a camera, because I do this all the time. And I think it's just because what I'm about to do and like begin a new chapter. So it's like, it makes me really, really nervous. But hi, I'm Mona, and I wanted to make this.
I don't want to be that person to say like, I don't know, like there's this, how to explain it, because I feel like I'm wrong for feeling this way. I honestly would not want to be nowhere near another like camera. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in front of another camera for a good minute. You know, I don't know how long it's been, you know, after the incident that she got back on camera. But I swear, if something like that happened to me, like I just couldn't see myself trying to get back in front of a camera, like, you know, doing YouTube again afterwards. Like I know, like, okay, it's normal. It's just me personally, like, because I know somebody is gonna crawl out the shadows and be like, "Hey, remember that time you shot your baby daddy?" And I just, I wouldn't want to, you know, I wouldn't want to have to, you know, be the deer in headlights that has to either pretend like I didn't see that comment or, you know, have to answer that, because everybody's eyes is going to be on me at that moment. And I feel like everybody's going to be judging me, and it's just too much. It's too much. But hey, to each their own. I'm not saying she shouldn't be. It's just my personal opinion.
This intro, this video, because I want to start a whole new YouTube channel.
It's incredibly sad, though, as I said, Mona Lisa is still going to this day on the platform YouTube, undoubtedly trying to put this horrible event behind her. Though, as I said, she hasn't posted on her Bossy Diaries in quite some time. And the reason she hasn't, well, as I said, there was 2 tragedies associated with Mona Lisa. After being released from prison for, you know, the second-degree manslaughter of her boyfriend, Mona Lisa was in a very dark place. She had 2 kids, both very young. She eventually moved to Sioux Falls, and it was there she reconnected with a man named Tyler Weathersby.
Who is he?
They would become romantic later, and in fact, Mona Lisa would have a 3rd child, Tyler's, and Tyler and Mona Lisa would marry in 2021. Tyler was an artistic fella from Chicago. He had worked in music and film, and eventually landed in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, where he met and married Mona Lisa, and became a father to Pedro's children. They would launch their own business together, and even a podcast, People Being People podcast, where they discussed society, culture, music, fashion, all that sort of thing.
Okay.
It takes a toll on people's mind, you know, when people over-perceive other people. And I think with these devices at our disposal, you know, there's been so many studies done on it, why, you know, people are in the state of mind they're in days.
And it sort of seemed like things were on the up and up for Mona Lisa after this, horrifying tragedy that she had endured, but sort of did anyway. And so now that takes us to September 2024. Early on September 4th, 2024, Tyler Weathersby, he got up, out of their house, and he walked out the front door before, his wife, Mona Lisa, and their 3 kids were up and about. Tyler, he just went for a walk, just around the neighborhood for about 30 minutes walk, right? Get out there, the dew is still in the grass, the air is nice.
He's describing this to something. I mean, it's something bad that's gonna happen, but I'm sorry I had to stop it for that. But I'm just like, let me mentally prepare, because, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen now?
Nice and fresh. Came back after about 30 minutes. By this stage, his wife and kids, they were up and about. Mona Lisa was there, getting the kids ready for another day at school. Tyler goes in, helps the kids, packs their lunches, puts their little school bags on, and out the door they go. Mona Lisa puts them into the car, and she goes to drop her 3 children off at school that day. Tyler stayed back, and he told Mona Lisa he was going to go for another walk. Tyler Weathersby, he had suffered with some mental health issues in the past, and he would go on frequent walks just around the neighborhood, getting out there. Walks are, so good for just clearing your head, for fresh air, exercise, all of that. So it wasn't unusual. He went for one walk, came back home, and would go for another walk.
Okay.
And so he left. Mona Lisa dropped the kids off at school, went and did a few bits and bobs around Sioux Falls, her town. When she got back, though, Tyler was still not home. Now, this wasn't unusual. Sometimes he could go off, especially if he had a lot in his mind. He'd go off for walks for hours at a time. Maybe he bumped into somebody, stopped to get a coffee, whatever. But Mona Lisa then noticed that hours and hours went by, and there was still no sign of Tyler. And she also noticed that Tyler had left his phone, wallet, cash still in the house. So she had no way of contacting him. She began to search the neighborhood for her husband herself, before enough worry and panic overtook her, and after calling her friends and family, she then called the police to report him missing. They began a search of the area. No sign of Tyler.
No.
The last footage of him is from a neighbor's CCTV. Tyler just leisurely strolling down the sidewalk. That was about 6 months ago now. He still remains missing to this day.
This last 3 weeks is just a reminder that he's strong, and I really think he will show back up. I really do.
She tells me of mounting stress that Tyler was enduring and believes he is still alive, and wherever he is, he may be needing help.
Feel like he's lost. Wherever he is, I just hope he knows that he is so, so loved.
He was seen that day in downtown Sioux Falls, speaking with 2 people he seemed familiar with, and this was less than a mile from his own home. He then continued walking east and vanished. Massive searches have been done, but it seems like he vanished into thin air.
There's no other
Police have announced they are still searching for the missing 32-year-old Tyler Weathersby. They are still actively investigating, but have no new leads as to where he may be or what might have happened to him.
No.
And before we continue, folks, let me talk to you for a minute about springtime. March Madness. It's a little bit loud these days, isn't it? Finding your quiet is getting harder and harder, from just reading a book to working out. I'm losing track of my brain train, and I keep getting interrupted, especially when I'm writing and researching the very video you're watching. That's where Raycon and Raycon's...
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, hold on. We're not gonna do that. Let's get past the Raycons.
Please check him out. Now, let's get back to it.
All right, cool.
The story of Lucille Iacovelli of Cape Cod, Massachusetts is about as tragic and horrifying as any of the stories I'll tell, but it's also sort of like a cautionary tale, or at least that's what Lucille wanted it to be, as she documented what she was going through. And it's all about cosmetic surgery, if you can believe that. The channel went by the name The Losing Face, which is very appropriate, as you will see.
Oh, this is from the
Lucille grew up in Milford, Massachusetts in the 1950s, and by trade, she was a gardener, and hella good at it if she ended up on Cape Cod, that's for sure. She never married, nor had any children of her own, and in fact, not much is really known about Lucille Iacobelli's life, but she came to people's attention with the launch of her blog, The Losing Face, and then subsequently, lots of videos she posted about her same condition.
Oh.
The Losing Face, the ugly side of cosmetic surgery. In 1997, at the age of 47, Lucille had a facelift and lower blepharoplasty. Blepharoplasty is like a cosmetic surgery around eyes, gets rid of bags or like these yolks, that kind of stuff. You know, you want your eyes looking good? You'll get a blepharoplasty, which took me a lot of takes to be able to say correctly. This was done at Mass General Hospital in Boston in their cosmetic surgery unit, and at first, this facelift, it seemed to go well. Though she was concerned and she wrote a couple of emails to the operating doctor. She thought her face was very, very swollen and it wasn't going down. She thought that maybe her skin was stretched too tight after her facelift and maybe it damaged her. She also became concerned as she thought the soft tissue was like detaching from muscles in the face. I'm not really one to get into like surgeries and shit because it makes me gag, but none of that sounds good to me. Right. Then 8 weeks after that, it obviously didn't bother her too much because she went back for a rhinoplasty. Same hospital, same doctor. That, according to Lucille, did not go well for her.
Why did you do it? Why? Stop playing with your faces. Like,
it totally messed up her face. She wrote in her blog, permanently damaged all soft tissue involved in the face neck lift, hanging sack of flesh, leaving my face stretched and detached from the underlying muscles. I trust the surgeons at MGH, Mass General Hospital, when they said 8 weeks was sufficient time between operations. These doctors would never subject private patients to operations within this imprudent time frame. I was a guinea pig.
Oh no.
Video was recorded in 1999, March, and it was to show changes in the quality of the tissue after my rhinoplasty, after both of my surgeries at Mass General. For today's purpose, they clearly demonstrate my ability to lift my head. I had full range of motion, normal placement of my jaw, and my teeth, the upper and lower teeth in relation to each other. It's mainly, I would like you to see the normal position of my jaw. Please excuse my shortness of breath.
This is a bit eerie.
So she was clearly very unhappy with the work, the cosmetic surgery that was done on her mug, but things will get worse for Lucille, Miss Iacobelli. In fact, the trouble for our Lucille was only just beginning, because then, in 2001, so approximately 4 years after her original surgeries in Boston, she went to get another facelift done in Indianapolis, Dr. Barry Epley. She believed that, her original facelift was botched by those boys in Boston, so she wanted it sort of like fixed by this doctor.
So, okay. I'm not trying to be like, trying to say she looks normal to me. I don't know if I'm tripping, but to me she looks normal. I mean, I don't know what she looked like before the plastic surgery. She looks like she doesn't look bad to me. But that's because I don't know the details. I can't see it because to me she looked fine. I could be wrong, but that's the thing. Like, just because, like, I don't think there's like a fix. Like, once something is botched, I don't think that somebody else can come back and like, hey, let me stitch that back up for you. I think you should just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. It's not gonna go well. Like, she didn't look horribly disfigured. She still looked pretty nice to me. I don't know. Maybe if somebody told me, oh, you're wrong, I would accept it. But to me, she looks nice. I don't know what happened.
in Indianapolis. And that's when shit hit the fan for Lucille.
Oh,
quote, I awoke from this operation unable to breathe, with my tongue obstructing my airway, inability to lift my head, close my jaw, severe pain and pressure in my ears, tinnitus, and hearing loss. Lucille was devastated with her state, as anyone would be, fucking hell, lads. And so began a series of consultations, videos, documentation, and ultimately lawsuits. Now, according to Dr. Epley, that second facelift it went absolutely fine. 0 complications, stable the entire time. She did fine, and then they discharged her happily, after the surgery. But according to Lucille, she awoke in hell. Her face, her muscles, her neck, her jaw was ruined. She began to document what she called her struggle to survive.
The most beautiful days of the year for this time of the year. I just went outside and tried to cut some greens, and I couldn't do it. I try to lift this up as much as I can to give me some relief. This whole thing is pulling down my ears and my mouth. The pressure that's pulling on my ears 24 hours a day is unbearable. He just didn't release this muscle so that I could move my head, my neck, and my jaw. This is how I have to keep my head all the time. In order to keep my mouth closed. And if I put my head up straight, I can only keep my jaw in line to swallow with my head down all the time. And it's ruining my posture, it's making my neck hurt, my back, everything. This muscle is pulling down so tight all over this whole entire... It stitched me all up tight together so that I can't move. Oh, so tight and pull. I can't even breathe like this because it pulls my tongue back. You go to doctors, if you're too emotional, you're crazy. If you're not emotional enough, then it shows the patient doesn't appear to be in any distress.
Though looking at her, she looks grand. She described that her face was effed up. Like the muscles were destroyed underneath the skin. And she was in tremendous pain. Could barely breathe, barely move her mouth.
I can't put my lips together without it pulling. This whole... Oh, what's the use? Please, I'm just begging a doctor to, when I die, please open this up because I just want one person to see what I had to suffer with. What Dr. Epley did to me is barbaric. Barbaric. I have not been able to walk with normal posture for 2 years. I did yoga every single day for 25 years.
She was accusing doctors of gaslighting her. She would go back to Dr. Epley and she was like emailing him almost every day saying, describing these conditions, the pain she was in, how she could, barely move her face. But they would say, the work was fine. And when she would go to see different doctors, like doctors, near her on Cape Cod, they would examine her. When she came in with these complaints about what she called botched surgeries, they would examine her and say, I can't see what you're describing. Many doctors would advise her to go see a therapist rather than, because they couldn't see anything physically wrong with her face, her skin, her muscles.
As if I put these clips on my face so I can breathe. This is the only way I can take this dog for a walk. I breathe. So I have this. You pull it into here now.
I'm sorry, that's got me like messing with my own skin. Like,
even just to walk for 5 minutes.
Over time, she had to use these weird devices to actually live and move and sleep and drive. It's incredibly disturbing. She had to use clothes pegs, she claims, to be even able to breathe, clipping facial skin back to her own face. This is nightmarish, if I'm honest. As I said, Lucille would be in nearly daily correspondence with the operating doctor, Dr. Barry Epley, who denied any wrongdoing. And she blogged, she filmed, she even took part in a HBO documentary titled Plastic Disasters, and began this campaign against Dr. Epley.
Try to close my mouth.
So you can't close your mouth standing like that. And it just keeps pulling more and more and more. Now you can't breathe through your nose, and by using that stick, it helps your mouth stay closed. Or pinching it over there.
This might not have been the best video to for me to react to. I'm gonna keep going though, but it's a surprise. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's one thing. This is enough to breathe. I have to have the support under here.
The doctor eventually sued her in 2009, a long time after the original surgery, because he was saying all the stuff she was doing online was costing him patients, costing him business, his livelihood, that the posts she was making, fake in his opinion, were destroying his reputation.
Now a Cape Cod woman is in a bitter lawsuit with her surgeon, but he's the one suing her. Fox 25's Linda Ergus talked with that woman today, who's now making her case seen and heard on the internet.
Everybody's getting a wonderful facelift. You never hear about this, about the bad stuff.
Lucille has posted her photos online, and she's messaged dozens of chat rooms with her story.
Dr. Epley would say he had never heard of the conditions and ailments Lucille was claiming she had, and consulting with other doctors, no one else had. Lucille would go see these other doctors, none of them said they could help. Lucille would claim that these other doctors were closing ranks. She was accusing them of a cover-up. She wanted to sue, but as she couldn't get any expert witnesses on her side, as none of the doctors would believe her, her lawyer said, we can't proceed with a lawsuit because, medically and I guess legally, it's all in your head.
Feel? What's wrong?
Using his fingers to replace the pressure that I'm doing with this.
Eventually, a judge would side with Dr. Epley and order Lucille to remove the, quote, false and offensive statements and fine her $40,000. But by this stage, 2009, it was too late. Lucille was dead. Eventually, it was like a week before the judge made that ruling, Lucille died of her own hand. Her last post on the blog was survival, not much longer like this. My hold on life is precarious to the point where going out to buy bare necessities is nearly impossible. I do not have anyone to do things for me, and furthermore, would not allow anyone to do for me. Dependency is totally unacceptable to me. It is impossible for me to appreciate what I look like to others when I am only trying to accomplish some necessary task, like shopping. Judging from the reaction of total strangers, I must be quite distressing, as I am never able to walk into a store, buy a few things, and leave without someone coming over to ask if I'm okay. So with Lucille dead, the question remains, was the surgery actually botched, or was it all in her head the whole time? In some videos, she's actually doing things she claimed she's unable to do, like move her head up.
Right.
She claimed she had great difficulty swallowing and was dying from it, yet posted on her own YouTube channel X-ray videos of her swallowing barium, which would show in X-rays, and you can see she had no difficulty swallowing. People speculated that yes, it was all in her head, and that she should have gone to see a therapist rather than, claiming it was a botched surgical operation. And her sister would actually claim she had undiagnosed schizophrenia and was bipolar.
Oh.
Though it should also be noted about Lucille's sister, their relationship was not good at all, and they would argue via blog posting and call each other out over these blogs. It's really bizarre. That's a whole other side to the story that's completely insane that I couldn't even kind of wrap my head around it. But again, her sister didn't like her, didn't get on well with her, was claiming she was mentally ill. Yikes. Some others say that these surgeries, these cosmetic surgeries, gave her a form of PTSD. And so it was all in her head, and this was her coping mechanism, leading to these delusions of great pain. Was it a cover-up? Was she right the whole time? Was she just needing therapy, delusional? Or it was a botched surgery and the doctors either couldn't find the source of her troubles or didn't care to find the source of her troubles, leading to...
I didn't mean to cut him off like that. I am a firm believer that when you put your mind to something, or you really I know when you say that, put your mind to something, like you think about like positive changes, but also it works with negative as well. If you think hard enough that something is happening to you, sometimes your body will follow. Like, there have been cases of people truly thinking they're pregnant and their body follow suit with like phantom pregnancy. Yeah, so I can believe that someone, I'm not saying that that's what's happening, but I can believe that someone, oh, you messed up my surgery. I feel like this, I feel like that. If you put your mindset into a place to do that, you can have phantom pains. And I don't know, that's all I can really say about that, because honestly, she looked great to me. She looked really pretty. She looked pretty without the surgery completely to me, and she looked like, they did a good job. But I'm not in her headspace. I'm not in her body. I can't feel what she feels. But I am a firm believer that if you put your thoughts into something, your mind into something, if you really think hard enough, yeah, you can feel pains that aren't there. Like, you can really will yourself to feel something.
To the end for Lucille, when she saw only one way out, as she couldn't keep living like this and no one would take her seriously. Regardless of whether it was real or in her head, she wasn't getting the help she needed. Shanae.
Okay, last video. Last
All right, waking up the next morning, approaching Lincoln, Nebraska. That's a long way. That's at least 500 miles. This train is major priority. So that's good. Unless there's some kind of BS, I'm gonna be hobo for the holidays today. Back in Denver.
Oh my.
It's about...
Is that safe?
500 miles to go to Denver.
I just realized what he's doing.
James William Stobbe was a pretty infamous and also famous YouTuber who documented primarily on his YouTube channel, Hobe Stobe, his travels across the United States via train hopping.
It's possible we have to get on a moving train. Regardless, we're going to risk this 30 pack. We've also got a cooler for it, a decent amount of food that could create a complication in the daytime here, but we'll do what we can to overcome it, because it's a long ride with no civilization down to Ketty, and then we're going to come back through here in North Bend, and there's just not a lot of civilization or ability to be hydrated. That's why we're bringing a 30 pack. So far we haven't seen any ride. There's a couple up there. We just got to be sure he's going to stop here.
He was a vagrant, vagabond sort, hopping on trains and going this way or that, always in search of cold beer and pizza.
So our culinary choices for McCook is going to be Casey's Pizza, and I just got a Coors Light because I already drank a heavier style beer earlier. I'd like to say that Casey's Pizza is really solid quality for pretty much any pizza, and it's Casey's stores, they're just in the Midwest. I mean, this is, if you taste this pizza, you're gonna know what I'm talking about. It's better than Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's.
Really? Sorry.
To point out that Trader Joe's, I don't know why there's any reason to go to any other grocery store. This is a 6-pack of this beer for $4.
His videos were sort of inspirational to a lot of folk, showing this slice of life that not really many people see. And he sort of said don't do it, but also, like, do it.
Now what's going on, you know, there's been real good luck so far.
I'm gonna admit, like, there's like a part of me in my head that imagines living this weird hobo life. Oh, not hobo. Well, maybe. Like, the way he's just jumping on the trains and, like, recording the view of the fields and stuff. And, like, it looks awesome. I've had thoughts in my head like this. Not that I could do this, but sometimes, like, these are the types of things I want to do. And also, like, what, van life videos? It brings out a little something in me. And, like, as much as, like, oh, it's dangerous, there's a part of me that, like, oh my God, you're living a dream. So I get it. I get it.
On the trip, because we've been on lines that have like a lot of trains a day. Well, that's about to change here because I'm pretty much just going to start backtracking Sheridan, Laurel, before I can hit some new territory in Great Falls. And what's going on here is there's only one rideable train a day out of here that's going to get the whole distance to Billings/Laurel. Also looks like things are kind of slowing down. This coal load has been sitting here since last night. I got in about 10. Another problem and reason I want to get out of Wyoming is that basically in Montana at least you can get a beer, cold beer in any gas station. And here you got to go to a liquor store and there's maybe 3 in the city and none of them are close to the train tracks. So that provides a real possibility of running out of beer.
Maybe drink
or
water.
having it get warm at least, waiting for the train. And it's a condition it's not really something I feel good about. I mean, to me, running out of beer or having it be warm because I had to walk so far back to the waiting spot is just really doesn't put my mind at ease.
Weirdly exciting content, and his personality really appealed to a lot of people. Like, he was really funny, deadpan, didn't take himself seriously, and it was also just crazy. Like, where is he gonna end up next? It was like looking back in time to when people did train hopping, you know, from like the 60s or whatever. It's pretty cool, and yeah, he was a cool guy. And obviously this is a really incredibly dangerous thing. Train hopping is insanely dangerous, but he seemed to be getting away with it.
All right.
Going into Cumberland, already in the city limits.
Like, dude literally has whole video footage of him doing this, and like nobody has tracked him down and stopped him or anything. Like, I'm quite sure, like, maybe to me it sounds like it could be easy to find him. Like, but still, yeah, it might be pretty easy to find him because like he's telling everywhere he's going. And hey, he's having fun though. I can't say nothing about it. Do your thing.
Alright, that makes a little more sense. We're gonna get... Jim.
What?
What to do?
What do you want to do? What are they doing? Oh my God.
Cops.
Are they?
Cops.
Oh,
Shit.
never mind. You look like you're about to fall.
Oh my God.
I spoke too soon.
Oh my God, dude. I don't know if you can see them. I gotta run. They're coming.
They're coming.
Dude, there's cops. I gotta turn this off and just run, man. They're gonna think this is a gun and shoot me.
Stobie was 33 years of age in 2017, originally from Denver, and he did what he wanted, which was to be a filmmaker and documentarian traveling the United States, showing the side that no one sees. He had been train hopping since about 2005, started while in college, and he began his YouTubing in 2012. He was also a very talented musician, and he provided a lot of the music featured on his channel. Unfortunately, this freewheeling Mustang of a man would meet a tragic end in late 2017, doing what he loved. Stobie's last video was uploaded November 7th, 2017, which showed him at a train underpass near Baltimore.
Baltimore, this train was pretty darn fast, based on what I expected. I got on in Rocky Mount about midnight, and I was planning on staying on the entire way to Jersey. This train actually goes all the way to Selkirk. This is the 410.
How would you know, though?
But, I mean, the rain, forget it. We got heavy rains going on, which I'm not into. The good news is I have enough beer so far, and I've got wine as well. So that's good. I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm dry, and that's what matters now. Out.
It was the very next day, November 8th, that, well, he died, and nobody's really sure how. But as you probably guessed, it was train related. From reports, it seems that he was on a train bridge in Baltimore, and a train was approaching, an Amtrak was approaching, and so, again, not too sure, but either the train was coming onto the bridge and he tried to dodge out of the way of the train, and he either fell off the bridge to his death, or trying to dodge out of the way of this incoming Amtrak, the train went by him and caught his bag, dragging him and dragging Stobie to his death. Train hopping is extremely dangerous, I don't advise. But if you are interested, I do advise watching his videos, as it's like watching a man at a time. Only thing missing is a stick and bindle traversing America.
Oh, man. Oh, I thought it was... Okay, never mind. I'm not gonna say how
On
many
YouTube
videos.
to this day is a channel titled Little Demon Dog. Are you barking, big dog? Little dog, you're a big dog.
Baby just crying his music to your ears. Yeah. Roz, dance. I don't. Break, bust a move. Go, you're on video. Ready? My name is Handy McHenderson. That's a video.
So I was wondering whether it was a real dog or not, and I guess I got my answers. I mean, my answer.
We defiled the grave.
Oh.
And then lightning struck seconds ago.
No.
I think we're being warned.
Right.
It's music, kids partying, rapping, and big into horrorcore, which is sort of like the rap version of death metal. Scary names are common, the subject matter is death and violence. Nothing too crazy on the channel, videos of friends, travels, parties, music, and all that good stuff. Of course, though, you probably guessed the reason I'm talking about Little Demon Dog is for no good reason at all. The person behind the channel, holding the video camera, was a Richard McCroskey of California. He also went by the rap name Psycho Sam. You can listen to some of his tunes, they're also on YouTube on a second channel, uploaded after, well, what I'll get into. One of the tracks uploaded is titled, I Kill People for Real. He ain't lying. That's the thing. In 2009, 20-year-old Richard McCroskey, Psycho Sam, would strike up a relationship with a 16-year-old Emma Niederbrock. She lived across the country from himself, and they struck up, conversation online. They both had this mutual love of horrorcore music and styles and that kind of culture. And they sort of honestly...
Did he say how old he was? Because I'm like, he said 16, and I'm like, I'm sorry.
One of the tracks uploaded is titled, I Kill People for Real. He ain't lying. That's the thing. In 2009, 20-year-old Richard McCroskey, Psycho Sam, would strike up a relationship with a 16-year-old Emma Niederbrock. She lived across the country from himself, and they struck up, conversation online. They both had this mutual love of horrorcore music and styles and that kind of culture, and they sort of honestly began this long-distance online relationship.
Alright, so you wanted a video, and you made me videos, so... And he said please, so... I'll make you this video, even though I'm not gonna, do anything. 'Cause my room's kind of dirty, and yeah, I don't want to show you my dirty room. But this video is for Emma, because you just told me to say your name.
It sounds cringe.
Emma lived with her mom in the town of Farmville, Virginia.
Oh, sounds nice.
Her mom was Deborah and her dad was Mark. They were divorced, but they still remained on good terms, and Mark would still often be around this house in Farmville to see his daughter and ex-wife, but as I said, relations were good. Now, Psycho Sam was a wannabe hardcore king, top dog. Emma, she was only mad into that shit. She had the clothes and the makeup and was mad about Richard, seeing him as this rising star in the scene she loved so much. They were so mad into each other that in September 2009, Emma invited Richard McCroskey to come over to visit her and stay with her for a couple weeks. She also invited another friend she had met online into the same scene. That friend was named Melanie. So both Richard and Melanie would come over, crash with her and the fam for a couple of weeks, and then attend a horrorcore concert titled Strictly for the Wicked in Michigan. So, you know, Melanie and Richard came over, they stayed with Emma for the week. Melanie and Emma, they'd never met in person either, but they seemed to get on great. As I said, this was Emma's first time meeting Richard. And she was a little bit disappointed. You know, she was so excited to see her kind of long distance boyfriend. She was there at the airport. Ooh. And then she met him, and she didn't really like what he was actually like in person. He wasn't this like cool, too cool for school, you know, hardcore dude, confident, strong, all these things. Richard McCroskey's a big loser. He was like kind of shuffling, mumbling, "Oh hi, how are you?" That kind of thing. She was like, are you the same person? Because you're not the person what? They were doing this thing in Farmville, and after a while it was kind of like, okay, let's wrap this up. Let's get this over with.
Okay, so I've met people, like even the guy I'm dating. We've seen like we worked together, and like he was part of my friend group, but like we had not interacted one-on-one before. And so like when he's around, I knew I kind of had an inkling. I had a little crush on him. So I'm a little quiet. I you know, I did my little cringy, you know, shy girl things around him. But then when we finally did connect, I was so shy. We connected like on Facebook. I found him on Facebook in our messenger. Of course, I talked that talk on Facebook. But then like it was when we finally did decide, hey, let's hang out. How did this work? Like I decided to like, you know, style his hair. We're both locked, and you know that was me keeping myself from getting shy by focusing on I'm doing his hair. like you know, I'm sorry. Imagine his head. I'm sitting down and his head is like right here, and I'm just doing his hair. That kept me from saying something goofy, weird, all that. And then the flirtation, you know, the back and forth flirtation while doing the hair. That's how it built up. But there were still times, even, you know, afterwards, I would still be a little cringy, you know, cringy, shy, goofy, me, you know, until I finally got that flow back with him like I had online. So it happens sometimes. Like, I'm a confident girl. I can be a confident girl. I'm gonna say that. I can be a confident girl, but when you're out of your element a little bit and you gotta regain yourself, you are gonna. Some people, you know, we end up saying some things that we don't really, you know, that sounds a little meek and shy and a little nerdy. So I really don't blame him for that, and I don't think she should have judged him on that. But I don't know the rest of this story, so let's just get back into it.
So on September 12th, they attended the concert, along with Emma's parents, Deborah and Mark as chaperones. Okay. And then it was back to the house in Farmville. Mark, as I said, he didn't live with his daughter or Deborah, so he left on his separate ways. What exactly, though, happened on the night of September 13th, 2009, no one is really sure. But what we do know is that on September 18th, 5 days later, well, by that stage, no one had been able to contact Emma, her mom, or Melanie for a good few days, and people were becoming extremely worried. It was that day, September 18th, that a welfare check was done and police entered the home, and inside they found Emma, Melanie, Deborah, and Mark all dead, beaten to death horrifically inside the house. It was described as a slaughterhouse. Richard McCroskey was not there. People had been trying to contact the deceased for days. Melanie, her mom, had called and called. One time she had even called the house, and Richard had answered, saying, "Oh yeah, she just left." Her mom didn't buy that, so then she called the police to check in the home, and when they arrived, Richard was still there. Again, he told them, "Oh, she just left." Melanie's mom was so concerned, she made them do another welfare check, and this time they found the bodies. The scene was described as being utterly horrifying. Richard had been living in that house for days with the deceased bodies. In the middle of the night, September 13th, after the concert, he went through the house, beating Emma, Melanie, and Deborah to death as they slept. He then stayed there for a few days. Then Mark turned up. The dad, he shows up. Richard kills him too. It was then the following day that the police discovered the horrifying scene. Richard, though, had left. He had stolen Mark Niederbrook's car and vanished.
Okay, just before we get, just let you know, when I said the stuff about being shy and, you know, being able to talk to them, I was not defending him. Just saying, I was not defending him. But okay.
Richard McCroskey was arrested the day after the bodies were found at Richmond Airport on September 19th, 2009. The police found him sleeping at the airport. Allegedly, he stunk like rotting flesh.
Police still don't have a timeline of when the quadruple murders took place at 505 First Avenue or how long the victims may have been dead before they were discovered by police.
We'll have to wait for the final autopsy.
However, investigators are relieved to have the person they believe is responsible for these murders in custody.
Attorneys for an aspiring rapper who wrote songs about death and destruction say their client could go to trial on quadruple murder charges as early as October.
Living with dead bodies will do that to you. Though just by looking at him, he probably stinks already. He would later plead guilty to all of the murders and was sentenced to life in prison. God bless his cellmate who has to smell him. Thank you so much for being here, folks, watching this whole video. It means a lot to me, as always. Can't tell you how much I appreciate the support and everything over the years, and as we keep going, with more videos coming out every single Tuesday. But you know what? If you're looking for some more of That Chapter, and I know you are, you can check out the That Chapter podcast, which has a brand new podcast exclusive story out every single Monday. So you know what? Do yourself a favor, check out the podcast. You can also check out the That Chapter merch, where you can give it a goo in the links down below. Also, you can check out the That Chapter Patreon, where you get early access to every single video ad-free, and there's a Patreon-only playlist of videos there too. So, you know what? Give it a goo. But until the next time, until I see you, which will be whenever this next video is out, please take care of each other and yourselves. Because I love ya. Mwah!
Oh no. Okay, so with that being said, that has been a video by That Chapter. Like I said, I love true crime content, and I love how he, you know, narrates the stories. Sometimes he gets a little, you know, goofy with it. And if you are into his content, please check out his channel. Please leave a like. And if you're into my content, which I'm still building, please check it out and follow, leave a like, please. Anyway, that is it for me. Let me put back on this cam. That is it for me tonight. I'm going to be, you know, getting more constant with my videos, uploading a lot more. Sometimes I have technical difficulties, like recording a whole video and not checking to see if there was audio. But anyway, you know, we're starting out. We're just crawling. We got to crawl before we can run and walk and all that stuff. You know, maybe we're still rolling over. But anyway, support your girl. Thank you for joining me. It's 11:48 on a Tuesday right now for me. So yeah, I hope you had a wonderful Tuesday. I hope you got everything done that you wanted to get done today. I love you. Love yourself. Love everybody. And you guys, see you in the next video.